I am so excited because today I just got this wonderful gift from a friend. Now, what is this, you might ask? Look at that. It's a whole bunch of inks, and looking closely at them, they're metallic. And this wonderful glass dip pen. Now, I've used sort of the feather pens before, but I've never tried the glass, and I've always wanted to. And I thought today would be a wonderful chance to try this out for the very first time, and I'd like to do it with you. So let's get started. We're gonna try it with 3 different kinds of paper and just see its effect. So we're gonna try it with a watercolor, with a copic paper, which I think will probably turn out the best, but you never know. And then just this kind of better quality paper. Piece of the watercolor paper to start off with, and I've opened some of the bottles, and as you can see, it's already got my hands a bit messy. So if you're smart like I wasn't, you might get a tissue paper or something to pull the ink lid off like that, just so it's good for dipping. Now the colors I chose were this beautiful golden yellow, a kind of orange, a sort of warm toned green, and a cooler green, just because Halloween's coming up and I thought it might be nice to try something with a pumpkin patch or something like that. We'll see where we go. So first I'm gonna try the orange, and I did sort of shake these up a little bit first because the inks, as far as I know, inks can get especially metallics, the metal can kind of go to the bottom, and then you get a more diluted solution at the top. So just wanting it to be nice and thoroughly mixed at the very beginning there. And also, you notice I have a paper towel down. It's not that I'm protecting very much. I do a lot of painting on this table, but it just makes cleanup that much easier. So that's just my little tip. So let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, what a beautiful color, and how cool does that look on the glass? And you can see it sort of houses the ink in these little grooves here. And let's see how fine a tip it gets. So oh, look at that. So it actually works almost like a pen. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just draw my little pumpkin here. Okay. And let's draw another pumpkin here. So it seems to last for quite a while, because I haven't re-dipped that, and it's sort of still going. And let's maybe put a third one here. Maybe it's kind of smaller and longer, a little lopsided. Very good. We've just got a nice outline there to begin with. And let's see how it works. If I want to change color, I just wonder how quickly. I don't want to waste too much ink. Now, I don't know, you can't really tell. It doesn't have that much of the glitter visible, but if you turn it at certain angles, you can see it's a little bit, it's a little bit shiny, which is cool. There's a very thin tip with this one. Okay, let's just get some, I'll maybe use the middle green. Let's just get some vines on here, going around. So I'm going this way, we'll go here. Some of those little curlicues that we love in pumpkins so much. Okay. And I'm just doing a quick and messy job here just for the video. It's just fun to play, isn't it? Let's say the sun's coming from here, and it's hitting some of those branches. And they don't seem to bleed into each other very much, which is nice. The orange has dried a bit. That's why I touched on the green here. And it seems pretty clean, which is great. I'm just gonna dip into this one, and let's just write a little happy. Wow, that keeps the ink for a long time. It's just like working with a pen. And Obviously, I do a lot more to this given more time, but just for the video, you can see this works amazing. So that's on the watercolor. Let's see how it goes with the others. So now we're gonna work with a copic paper, and what I usually use this paper for is just to mix my alcohol inks and take notes on what happens when colors mix together. And I find that notation very useful. But I have, you know, a little bit at the back, so let's try it out. Now, I think this one will work the best. It's a premium bond paper. It's acid-free, so the colors stay for a long time. But let's just see. Okay, so let's, this time I'm just gonna do one quick pumpkin, and I'll write the Happy Halloween. So let's see. Oh, actually, what I'm noticing here is it's got a lot more bleed, which I did not expect. The watercolor did not bleed at all. And let's just do a shade here and see what happens. Yeah, this definitely, if you look closely, there's a lot more bleed, and it almost has a blotchiness to it that the other one didn't have. Let's just see how it is if I write with text. This is surprising. So let's just write Happy Halloween. I am impressed with this ink, this particular pen, how long it holds the ink, because I have a, oh, I even spelled it wrong. I have another pen that I use, and it's a kind of a feather pen, and it does not hold the ink this well. So I actually, compared with my other ink pen, I really prefer this. This is fantastic. Okay, well, a big surprise with the Copic. As you see, even on the text, there's a little bit of bleed. It's okay, but just comparing with the watercolor is a lot more crisp, a lot more clear, and I see a lot more sparkle on here that I'm not really seeing as much. The Copic doesn't seem to pick that up. So, all right, we have one more paper to do, and that's with the croquis. I don't know if I'm saying that right, crocus. With this paper. So let's check that out. Okay, so this paper is mostly just, I think, for more like sketching and things like that. It's just a sketchbook. I got it from the art store as a extra gift when I purchased a certain amount. So let's see how this does. Do you think it'll be better or worse than the Copic and the watercolor? Let's find out. Okay, again, I'll just do one pumpkin. I am not an expert pumpkin artist. This is just how I do my pumpkins. So if you're better at it, drop me a line. Tell me how to do it better, how to improve my skill. I'm always looking for that. Let's add a few shadows. Now what I'm seeing right away is actually, it doesn't dry as quick as the watercolor. The watercolor seemed to soak up the liquid really fast. And this is looking very wet still, but it is not bleeding as much as the Copic did. The Copic had a bit of bleed, and this does not. This is a lot crisper. It has a nice crisp look. So let's just see. Happy Halloween. Let's do some text on here. Maybe I can spell it right this time. Oh, look at that. I'm almost making an N. Okay, we'll turn that into something else later. Happy. And I'm writing this really fast, and it's clear and dark all the way through. I love this ink, actually. It's quite nice just for an ink, like a pen ink. So what have I learned here? I have learned that actually, I didn't expect it, but watercolor paper seems to work best with this kind of ink. It shows off the sparkle the most, and it bleeds the least. I've learned that regular drawing paper stays wet for longer, so I suppose if you want to blend some inks, it would be good for that. And I've learned that Copic paper, although it's great for alcohol inks, does not seem to work as well with this ink. I've also learned that if I don't use a tissue to open the lids, my hands end up very inky, which I'm quite used to, but if you want to keep your hands clean, you might want to use one of these. All right. Well, I hope you've learned something. I hope you've had a little fun with me, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Enjoy it. Bye. Well, happy Halloween.